contains many more things. It also contains the pleasure. For example, the replier or the letter writer expresses his pleasure, expresses his gratitude, thankfulness for receiving the letter. He also makes a reference to the letter number, that is the INQ 14 2011-12. This is the reference number which the inquirer has quoted in his letter. As you know, reference number is the last point in the letterhead or the heading. He also makes a reference to the subject of the letter. The letter was for inquiring about superior quality garments and various business terms. So the supplier, the letter writer here, while replying to letter of inquiry, in the very first paragraph, in the very opening sentence beginning the letter, he makes a reference to the reference number of the letter and also the content of the letter. The next sentence we can write in the opening paragraph is, we appreciate and welcome your genuine interest in purchasing our quality products. For example, if the inquiry is first time, but sir, we can say that the inquirer should be welcome. You should welcome or you should appreciate his interest in purchasing your products, because, for example, any inquirer is a prospective buyer. We can say, for example, he is inquiring for your products. Maybe he may not give you, he may not place you an order, because if he is not satisfied with the terms or business terms, with the prices, with the quality of the goods offered to him, he may not place the order. But he is a prospective buyer, or we can say, in other words, he is a would-be customer. He can be your customer if he is satisfied with your terms. So he should be replied very tactfully, very courteously, very politely. And these are the sentences, as I mentioned earlier, which we can mention while writing an opening letter.
Yes, dear friends, Professor Joshi had summarized very nicely the beginning of the letter. Now, I would like to add one point also, that when the reply to inquiry letter is sent immediately, it shows the business etiquette also, and it shows the interest of the manufacturer for the buyer also. So it brings or it creates a healthy business relationship between the buyer and the seller. Now we have to remember certain points which are to be included in a reply to inquiry letter or in a quotation letter. The first point on the screen we have that the reply letter or the reply should be exact, to the point and complete. Ambiguous reply letter sometimes creates further communication, and it delays the business between the buyer and the seller. So the reply letter should be very exact, to the point, and it should be complete also. The second is, it must cover all the points raised by the inquirer. As we have seen earlier in an inquiry letter, that the inquirer asked many questions to the manufacturer about mode of payment, about transportation, about cash or credit. So there are so many questions raised by an inquiry letter writer to the manufacturer. All these questions raised by an inquirer should be answered to the point without any ambiguity, so that immediately he places an order to the manufacturer. The third point we have on the screen is, a catalog should be sent to describe the range of variety of the products. For a big company like Godrej or Videocon, they are having so many products in the markets, whether in electronics or whether in cosmetics. They have a wide range of varieties. So they do not provide the samples to the letter writer, but they can provide a catalog, an illustrated catalog, which gives sufficient information to the inquirer, and he can place order as per the catalog also. So it must cover, a catalog should be sent to describe the range of variety of the products, which gives the buyer some idea what to buy and how much to buy. And the last point on the screen we have is, if the inquiry is only about a couple of items, means only 2 items, then the letter writer can quote the prices in the letter itself. So when it is about variety of goods, a catalog is necessary, but when it is for only 2 things, then the writer can include the prices of both the items in a letter also. These are the points we should remember while writing a reply to inquiry. Additionally, we can say that when we draft or when we write a reply to inquiry letter, we can have some other points also, that we have to state the terms clearly and concisely, time required to execute it. These are the points we need to include in our letter.
Yes, but sir, as you said, as you mentioned, for example, if the inquiry, we can say, we can give 2 words here: general inquiry and specific inquiry. So if it is a general inquiry, if the inquirer wants to know about the whole range of products, it is not possible to mention all the details regarding all the products in one letter itself. So the reply means the person, the supplier or the manufacturer can send a quotation, can send a while drafting a quotation letter, he can send a catalog. Or if it is a specific inquiry, he can mention the prices and details in the letter itself. Yes, friends. Now let us go on the next point, that is the business terms. This is the, we can say, main communication or important points to be included in any reply to inquiry. So this is the information what the inquirer wanted to know. So these are the points which we are referring here in response to you, in response, or we can say in answer to the questions raised by the inquirer. So you should try to answer, or you should try to satisfy all the points, all the questions raised by the inquirer in his letter of inquiry. And they are: price of the goods, trade discount, terms of payment, time required to execute the order if it is placed, mode of delivery, charges for packing, and transportation. Let me discuss these points in detail. For example, at what price you are going to offer the goods, you should mention this thing first. Because for example, if the customer wanted to know about the quality of the goods, the purpose is served by sending the catalog, because from the catalog he will come to know about the quality of goods, about the variety of goods. But what about prices? So price also, it may be mentioned in the catalog. So at what price you are going to sell the goods to the customer. Then the next point is trade discount. What is the trade discount, or what is the rate of discount you are going to offer on the catalog prices or on the printed prices in the catalog? For example, if the printed price is, let us take an example, 100 rupees. But if you offer the goods at 80 rupees to your customer, to your shopkeeper, it is called 20% discount, trade discount you are offering to the customer or to the buyer. The next point is terms of payment. What are the terms of payment? As mentioned earlier, there may be various terms of payment. CWO, there is cash with order. You can ask your inquirer to send the complete amount of his order while placing the order, or you can ask him to pay the payment or to make the payments after the goods are delivered to him. That we can say COD, cash on delivery, or there can be partly cash with order or partly cash on delivery also. The next point is time required to execute the order if placed. See friends, this is only inquiry. This is not an order letter. You haven't received an order. But if you satisfy your customer by offering the lowest terms, by offering good quality of your products, naturally that letter will bring an order for you. So if the customer, if the inquirer places an order after having been satisfied with these quotations, you should mention that thing in your letter. How much time will you take to deliver the goods, or within how much time will you forward the goods to the customer? That is very much important point. Then mode of delivery, how you will deliver the goods. Maybe there may be various modes of delivery. Mode means we can say, understand the I can give you different word, methods of delivery, how you are going to deliver the goods, maybe by railway parcel, maybe by post parcel. If it is a bulk order, maybe 500 tins of groundnut oil, you can also send that products by sending a special vehicle. So these are the various modes of delivery. Then charges for packing, if there are any special packing required by the inquirer, so make it clear in your letter who is going to bear the charges for packing. If the customer has to bear it, you should mention it clearly in the letter to avoid future misunderstandings between two businessmen. Because if there are any misunderstandings regarding the charges, regarding the payments, it can lead to we can say end of business relations. So it is very much clear to mention these points in your letter. And transportation, how you are going to supply the goods and who is going to bear the transportation charges, if there are any. Normally transportation charges and packing charges are bared by the supplier only. It is not the customer's headache, we can say. It is not the buyer's headache. But if there are any charges, you should clearly mention this thing to avoid future misunderstandings. The next point.
Yes, Mr. Joshi has included all the important points which are to be included in a letter, but there are some other points also which can be referred to in a letter or in a quotation letter or reply to inquiry letter. Number one is on your slide, some relevant information about goods. Now this is very important while drafting a letter, because the relevant information is very much necessary. For example, when you manufacture leather bags, you have to provide the relevant information that our leather is of fine quality, it is very smooth, and it is not heavy in weight also, in order to praise the quality. So we have to praise the quality of our goods, that we can include in our in our letter. The second point is favorable terms. We can provide favorable terms also. Favorable terms means when the buyer writes an order later on, but we provide him if favorable terms, definitely he writes an order letter very immediately. Favorable terms mean cash on delivery, we can say, or the two terms earlier explained by Mr. Joshi, cash with delivery and cash on delivery. And the third point which needs to be included or referred to in the letter is special discount offer. So if the order exceeds rupees 2 lakh, we can provide him a special discount also. Normally we provide, for example, 10% discount to all the buyers, but if the order exceeds 2 lakh rupees at a time, we can provide special discount to the buyer also. These are also some of the points which can be referred to while drafting a quotation letter or reply to inquiry letter.
Yes, friends. But sir mentioned the some more important points also to be mentioned in inquiry, reply to letter, quotation letter. And now let us discuss how to conclude a quotation letter or a reply to inquiry letter. You can look on the slide, friends. In the end, the supplier can assure the inquirer that these are the best possible prices he can offer. For example, whatever prices we are offering, that is the we have maximum try to offer you the best possible prices. We are offering you the lowest quotations, and you should express your hope that we hope that you will like or you will be satisfied with the terms offered by us. You will also like the quality of goods offered by us, and we assure or we are hopeful to receive a letter, means to receive a first order. If you are satisfied, please place your order, and we look forward to serve you very satisfactorily. So in this way we can conclude the letter.
Yes, we can conclude the letter with this type of sentences that we hope you will find our quotations most competitive and favorable, and we can conclude the letter in this way also. We look forward to serve you satisfactorily.
Yes, friends. Now, the next point is offers. As the title of today's lecture was inquiry, quotations, and offers. So now we are on the last point, offers. You might have heard the word offer. To offer means to propose to give something to someone. That is called an offer. Now, let me tell you, when any businessman makes an offer, or what are the possible chances to make an offer, you can look on the you can see on the slide also. So when any new product is introduced in the market, when any manufacturer launches a new product, he will write an offer letter to his old customers, those who have been buying products from him. Or when the other chance, the other possibility for any for making an offer is when there is a slack season, or when we can say when there is a not a good demand of the goods. So it is a slack season, or we can say recession period. In Gujarati we can say mandino tabakko. So in this period, in this particular time period, we can offer the goods. So these are the possibilities when to make an offer.
Yes, dear friends, there are two types of offers, voluntary offers and firm offers. Now, voluntary offers is a kind of offer which is made by traders voluntarily, not in response to any inquiry. So, it is a voluntary offer because it is not in response to any inquiry, but the manufacturer writes himself the voluntary offer or gives the offer. So, it is also called an unsolicited letter also, which is as good as a quotation letter also. And the voluntary offer, it takes the customer's need for granted and provides him information regarding sale of the goods. So, whether the buyer has written a letter or not, that is not important, but the manufacturer or the seller writes a letter giving some offer voluntarily, that is a voluntary offer.
Yes, friends. As mentioned earlier, there are two types of offers. First one is voluntary, but sir has very nicely explained what is voluntary offer. Now let us see what is firm offer. See, from the word itself, firm, we can